Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girl Favor. If this is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, thank you so much for being here. On this YouTube channel, we turn void materials into a beautiful piece, so please do well to click on the subscribe button and also turn your notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified whenever we post a new video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support so far. So for today, we're going to be learning how to draft a Milkmaid dress with an under corset. So if this is something that you're interested in, without wasting much of your time, let's head to the tutorial proper. So guys, for the pattern drafting today of the blouse, the measurements we're going to be working with, you can see that displayed on the screen, and we're going to be making use of these two beautiful African prints. Now this is 2 yards. This is going to be serving as the main fabric, all right, and this is 2 yards. Why this is going to be serving as our bra cup, and this is also a yard. So in total you need 3 yards of fabrics, and this 3 yards works for any body size, all right. So now before we start our basic bodies, if you've been following my YouTube channel, you know that will come down by 1/2 inch. That will serve as our pattern. Mind you, my pattern is folded into 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and come out by 1/2 inch like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect it. This is where we're going to be taking all our measurements from, and it's going to be serving as our shoulder and also our starting point. Now I'll take my tape and place this for my shoulder. Now from the shoulder down, I'll get my breast point, which is 10 inches. I will mark. Still from our shoulder, we're going to go ahead and get my underbust. My underbust is 13 inches, and I will mark this. Now still from my shoulder, we're going to go ahead and get my waistline, which is 16 inches. I will go ahead and mark this now. Now the full length of the blouse we're working with is 21 inches. Then I'll mark 21 inches. I'll also add 1 inch allowance that is going to be serving as our allowance. Okay, now in total we'll have 22 inches. Now we're going to go ahead and connect this in an horizontal way. We're going to go ahead and connect these lines together like so. You see the way I'm connecting it, all right? So after connecting this line like so, we'll go ahead now and label this our shoulder. This is going to be breast point, on the bust, our waistline, our full length, and our allowance, all right? Now from here, now we'll go straight to our shoulder. Now my shoulder intake is to 16 divided by 2 will give us 8. I will mark down here. Now from the 8 inches we mark, I will come down and mark 1 inch, which is going to be serving as our shoulder slope. I'll mark this like so. Now I'm going to get our neck width. Now I'm going to be using 3 inches for the neck width, and I will use 3 inches for the neck depth. Remember, this is an off shoulder, so this yoke is really not necessary, but I'm just going to mark this to just give us a hint, or for us not to be confused at any point. I will connect this like so, and then I will connect our shoulder slope to the neck point like so. Now to get our armhole depth, I'm going to go ahead and divide my round bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch allowance, and that gives me 7.5. I hope you understand. Divide your round bust by 6 and add extra 1.5 inch allowance, and you're good to go for your armhole depth. And we'll go ahead and connect this like so, and extend this out, and also extend it to the starting point. Now we'll go ahead and label this our chest line. This line is not going to be serving as our chest line. After getting our chest line, we'll go ahead now and divide our bust span by 2. My bust span divided by 2 will give us 4. That is, my nipple to nipple is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. I'll mark the 4 down here, and I will extend this to the full length of this blouse. After extending it, I will go ahead and connect these dotted lines together. So this is going to be serving as our breast point, our nipple to nipple measurements. Now from my underbust, I will come in by 1/2 inch, and I also go out by 1/2 inch. I will come to the allowance, which is also going to be serving as a full length, come out by half an inch and also come in by half an inch. Now I will go ahead now and extend this line. You can see the way I'm placing my row. This is just to get our dart intake. Now the essence of this dart intake is to give us a snatched waist. All right, you can see the way the dart intake looks like a triangle, like an arrow shape. Okay, now the reason I extended this to the full length is to have a very fitted waist down from my underbust to the full length. So go ahead and take this out. Okay, now I will go back to the shoulder. Now to just complete the shoulder intake like so, I'll go ahead now and divide my armhole depth by 2. You can see the way I placed my tape. Now, like I said earlier, this path is not needed, but just for people who does not know how to achieve this, you can also check out my other YouTube channel, my other YouTube video. You understand what we were doing here. Now I'll divide my round bust by 4 and then I will mark. Okay, you can see exactly what I did here. Now after dividing my armhole, I came in by half an inch, which is the normal way to get your armhole circumference curve. So I'll use my curve rule and connect to this. After connecting this, now we'll go ahead and get our basic bodies. Now from my breast points, I'll go ahead and mark my round bust divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the 9 inches here. Okay, and I'll also go ahead and add 1.5 inch seaming allowance. I will want to add my allowances to this point. Okay, now I'll extend this out. Now from here, I will go to my underbust and then mark my underbust measurement. I'll place my tape, get my underbust measurement, and then mark 1.5 inch allowance. I'll mark the 1.5 and then I'll come here and check my dart intake. After checking the dart, whatever I have, which is 1 inch, I added the 1 inch to the allowance. All right, come to my waistline and also take my round waist circumference, and then I will mark it here. My round waist circumference is 7. I'll mark 7 inches here. All right, I will check whatever my dart I have, and then I will add the 1 inch here and then my 1.5 inch seaming allowance. Okay, now I will go to my full length. Now the full length of this blouse, I have to take the circumference of my full length. Now wherever your blouse length is going to stop, you take the circumference of that the blouse length so that it will come out good. Okay, so I will mark this now and then we'll go ahead and connect these dotted lines together like so. After connecting this, we'll just give this a nice curve to avoid it having a sharp edge. Now I would want this blouse to have a basque effect. If you check the picture properly, you see that it has a little basque effect. So I'll come up by 1.5 inch allowance and then I'll use my curve rule to give this a curve, not a straight line. You can see the way I'm curving this. Okay, and then I will eliminate the other ones that is not necessary. Now from my underbust line, from the underbust, this is where we're going to be achieving our Milkmaid effect. I will go up by 1 inch. You can see the way I marked where I placed my tape, and then I will go to the other side of the measurement and I'll also come up by 1 inch. Okay, now the essence of this 1 inch is for us to be able to get our bra curve. So I will go ahead and use my curve rule and curve this out like so. You can see the way I'm placing my curve rule. Now you can achieve this with your free hand as well. Just make sure you give it a nice curve that will serve as your bra curve. You can see the way I curved it, and I will also go to the other side where we took our 1 inch measurements and also give it a curve like so. You can see the way I place my curve rule and get the curve and extend it like so. All right, you can see. And then now we're going to go ahead and also mark out the other dart intake that you're seeing that is empty there. So guys, this is off. This is just basically for the front pattern. So we're going to go ahead now and curve and trace this out. Just go ahead and trace this out. Do not forget my pattern paper is on fold. Okay, so wherever you see me cut, please go ahead and cut yours like so. Now you'll be wondering that I didn't add an armhole curve for my blouse. So this is the armhole curve. This is just to give us a guide where the armhole is supposed to be, but when we're placing the back pattern, we'll achieve it together with the back pattern. So we'll pick a fresh pattern paper and place it here. Now for us to get this blouse is going to be having a zipper allowance, so we'll come in by 2 inches. You can see the way I'm placing my 2 inches like so. Now after marking the 2 inch, I will go ahead and connect these lines like so. After connecting this line like so, we'll pick our front pattern and then place it on top of the back pattern directly where we marked our 2 inches. You can see where I placed it like so. So after placing it now, we'll go ahead and pin this down. So guys, we'll pin this down all around. The essence of pinning this down is also to be able to work on the back pattern and also to avoid the front pattern from moving. Okay, now we'll go ahead now and get our zipper allowance. Now to avoid every bulginess of the zip at the back, we extend our waistline out like so. Then from this point I will mark 1.5 inch. Then from our waistline I will mark 1 inch. Then from here I will mark 1.5. So I have 1.5, 1 inch, 1.5. All right, now we'll go ahead and connect these lines like so. You can see the way it looks like. You can see how it looks like. Now this helps to avoid zip bulginess, and we'll label this our zipper allowance. Now for us to get our armhole curve, I will come up here. Just pay attention to where I'm going to place my tape now. I will come here and then I will mark 3 inches. You can see the way I slanted my tape right, so you can see, and then I'll just give this a nice curve. This is going to be serving as our armhole curve. Now I'll give this a nice curve at the back as well, because I don't want the back pattern to be straight, so I gave it a nice curve. Now when I was cutting this, I noticed that this curve that I extended to that zipper allowance was really not necessary. Okay, so just pay attention. You will see the way I went ahead to cut this, and then I will go ahead now and trace our dart. See the dart at the front, we'll trace it, and then after tracing the dart, we'll go ahead and cut this out like so. Please, wherever you see me cut, go ahead and cut yours like so. Just pay attention to what we're doing and you're good to go. So you can see the curve I told you, and I went ahead to trace that out. Okay, so we'll go ahead now and separate the front and the back pattern, and then we'll also go ahead and trace out our darts that we marked. Now I will come in now to be on the safer side. I will come in by my bust span measurement, that is the 4 inch, just to get a straight line where we'll connect our dotted lines for the dart intake. So I will extend this now, so I'll connect it like so to meet this other dart. You can see. All right, I will extend the line, and then from our dart leg down here, I will go ahead now and connect this to meet this point like so, and I will do the same thing for this other dart leg and extend it down to this point like so. So after extending this like so, okay, just giving it a nice curve, and we'll go ahead and label this now. This is now going to be our back pattern. You can see me labeling it here, back pattern. Okay, so guys, I'm trying a new method of knots achieving a dart effect on my clothes. Okay, so I'm going to fold this like so, and I will use a sellotape to hold this and cut this plainly on the fabric. Okay, with that said, now I'll take this aside, and then I'll bring back our front pattern and then go ahead and cut out our bra cup like so. You can see the way I am cutting it now. So after cutting it like so, keep the main body aside. You can see what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to fold that effect and hold it down. Now we'll go straight to our cup. We're going to be achieving our bra effect with a splash and spread method. So I will work with the plain pattern. Now to achieve our splash and spread method, I will come in here and mark 2 inches all the way to the full length of this bra cup. You can see 2 inches here. I'll add it to 2 inches, and then I'll add 2 inches. When I got to the armhole curve, because I would want it to be the same thing, I just went ahead to divide the armhole curve by 2. Like so. Now I will take my ruler and I will extend this line, just give it a straight line like so. All right, and label this 1 to 6. All right, and then we'll go ahead and splash this like so. Just splash means cutting it out, and then cut it out like so, and then we'll go ahead now and pick a fresh pattern paper. Now when I say splash and spread method, this is the splash and spread method. Now on our fresh pattern paper, we'll come in here and mark 1 inch, will come in here and mark 1 inch. Now you can do as much as 2 inches, but I don't want the cup to be too full. That is why I'm marking 1 inches all the way. Now I'll pick my first pattern paper, my first number, which is 1, and then I will place it like so. You can see the way I placed it from the beginning, and then I will use my pin to pin this down like so. Now I will measure again. This is 1 inch. Now from this 1 inch, I'll pick my number 2. Now, and then for my number 2, I'll place this and then pin it together, and then I'll do the same thing down to my number 5. All right, you see the way I'm pinning it like so. Please, this is how you achieve your splash and spread method. Okay, now after connecting this, I'll pick my number 5. All right, and I'll place it like so, and then after placing my number 5, I'll pin. Now my number 6 is just going to be directly under my number 5 because I want it to be together with the armhole together. Okay, then I'll go ahead and trace this up like so. You can see the way I'm tracing this all the way down. Please go ahead and trace yours like so. After tracing this, I will curve it here and also give it our armhole curve. You can see that the armhole is together. All right, so after doing this, now after tracing it, we'll go ahead and cut this out. Now this is not going to be our new bra cup. All right, this splash and spread method we just achieved now is going to be our new bra cup. This is what we're going to use to cut on our main fabric and the interfacing. Okay, so this one, now this other bra cup is going to be serving as guide when we do our gather stitch on our cup. So we're going to go ahead now and label this the front. Okay, all right, now guys, on our next tutorial we are going to be using this pattern, all the species pattern that we already drafted. You see all of these pieces, all those pattern that we've drafted to cut on our main fabric and on the interfacing. So guys, that is all for the cutting, the drafting and the cutting of this Milkmaid dress with an under corset. Okay, so please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell, leave a comment. See you on my next video. Bye for now.